Man, I love a sewer. I know it's weird. Can't help myself. Sewers, manholes, septic tanks, wastewater treatment plants. I can't get enough of them. So when I heard there was a sewer here in Kentucky that had been in operation for over 1,000,000 years, I had to see it for myself. True, it doesn't really work anymore, but how can a guy like me say no to a big old dirty hole?
Located in a beautiful part of rural Kentucky, this dirty hole is Hidden River Cave. It's not really a sewer, but when raw sewage seeped into the cave's underground river, it sure smelled like one. Recently, they've cleaned it up, and these scientists monitor things down here to make sure it stays clean. Today, I'm helping out.
You must be Jerry?
Mike.
How are you? And you are?
Salisa?
Salisa, Mike.
It's nice to meet you.
Are you a biologist as well?
Yes.
I appear to be the dumbest guy in the cave, but that's nothing new. What are we doing today?
Well, today we are doing a general biological inventory, and what we're doing is creepy crawlies, bugs, worms, fish.
Now he's talking our language there, Salisa.
The simple stuff.
Creepy crawlies.
She's the translator.
Excellent, good. All right, so we're basically looking for living things, and
Yes.
we're going to touch them and ogle them and say, how about that?
Exactly.
All right. What am I looking at? Looks like a lid or something.
Well, there's a 4-ounce jar that we put in there 10 days ago with rotten cheese all over it and some other unmentionable things. And bugs and things have been hopefully crawling in there.
Jerry tells me they call these jars pitfall traps.
Why do you call it pitfall?
Because things fall into it. It's a small pit if you're a bug.
Oh, yeah, there's something in there.
These are cave crickets. There's about 50 of them in here. They,
You gotta speak English.
I didn't say Haidnikas, I said cave crickets.
Cave crickets.
Yeah, but then you
Yes.
mumbled something else.
He does mumble, doesn't he?
Mumble.
And you're married,
Yes,
right? I mean,
yes.
so you understand everything he says,
Most of the time.
but you're concerned that I might not?
I'm concerned that you might not.
See how sweet she is?
She is sweet. These guys will leave the cave at night and they'll eat whatever greenery they can get their hands on. And then they come back down into the cave and perform an essential duty to the cave community.
Do they eat poo?
They produce poo.
There's no food in a cave because there's no sunlight, nothing grows here. Therefore, the cave cricket journeys out at night, eats stuff, comes back to the cave, poops it out, thereby creating an endless buffet for all the other land-based creatures that call this place home.
Exactly, yeah.
At least it's a hot meal.
Ew. That's your bait?
Oh, that's awful. This attracts the crickets,
They really
love
like it.
but this is their last meal.
They're donating their lives to science. you
Yes.
know. The final idea here is that you want the dirt to come up to the lid of the jar. So you want like a little bug diving board.
A little platform to its final demise.
Would you like to know the other bait?
I'd like to know the other bait.
Human feces.
You came down here with jars full of your own poo? Tell me it was somebody else's
That's
poo.
what we brought you for.
So how far back are we actually going to go?
Oh, about half a mile or so.
I'll catch up.
Okay, we'll be down there.
Just to sum up, the only food in a cave is poo from a cricket. We're catching the crickets with rotten cheese because even a cricket won't eat its own poo. That would be gross. I've decided to slip into something a bit more comfortable because, according to Jerry, we are going to be going on a bit of a hike to a place called Sunset Dome, which strikes me as a little incongruous because I'm fairly sure here in the cave we're not going to see a whole lot of sunlight. We will see the whole expedition, though. Here we have Chris, here we have Shannon, here we have Peggy, here we have Ira, here we have Steve, here we have Dan, here we have Tammy, there we have Jerry. Y'all know Chris, y'all know Gimli here. Over there we got Chris again, and here we have Thor, incredibly. Thor, how are you?
Doing great, how you doing?
The only Thor I know, I'm fine, thank you, and of course Jerry and his lovely wife, Salisa.
Very good.
We are going to leave the sort of the boardwalk that you guys put in here and set out over those rocks.
That's right.
All right, I'm going to follow you all, and you all will follow me, and Perhaps I'll see you all on the other side.
So to speak.
So to speak, indeed. Is this spelunking, by the way, or are we just caving?
No, we're caving.
We're caving.
Hey, I didn't mean to start any trouble, for God's sake.
Spelunkers are viewed as merely tourists of the underground world, while cavers see themselves as serious explorers, mapping uncharted territory and occasionally rescuing the lost spelunker.
What we're trying to do right now is, my crew is down here. You can see they're in various stages of collapse. We're trying to negotiate our way down this terrain, which is both rocky and covered with mud and treacherous in every way. They're going down there to find camera positions so they can shoot my other crew, which is up here. These are the actual cavers who know what they're doing. And you can see that they're sitting quietly, waiting for their cue. Me, as always, I am between crews, waiting for someone to tell me what to do and when to do it.
Coming up,
As you can see, these rocks are all slippered and snot.
lessons in cave safety.
Look, it's gonna hold, I'm telling you, man. Whoa! There's nothing but death here. Death and disappointment.
Then I enter the inner sanctum
Where have you brought me?
of the cave biologist, where never before seen creatures lurk in the shadows.
This just turned into one of the worst things I've heard in a long time.
I was trying to cheer you up.
Not too long ago, Hidden River Cave was filled with raw sewage. Now it's mostly clean, but it's still a dangerous place.
Yeah, this could go wrong like 1,000 different ways here, Jer.
Yeah. This could be your final episode without too much difficulty.
Oh, sorry. Whoa.
What are you doing?
Whoa.
Oh,
I'm really not racing. I just actually fell. And I don't know. Can I get any on me? Crawling through a cave with 20 of your pals. Dirty job. Where are we now, Mr. Biologist?
welcome to the Sunset Dome.
This is the Sunset Dome?
This is it. Yeah.
Wow, it's big.
This is the biggest room in the cave.
Geologically, what's going on here?
Well, I believe what we have here is a breakout dome. It's a huge collapse of the ceiling, which we are now standing on.
How old is this place, Jerry?
Any place from a few 100,000 to a couple million years.
Makes me feel young.
This makes me feel frightened. Ropes?
We tie it off and head down.
Let's see, how many souls depend on my knot here? A lot.
Several.
Here, Dan, take that back, would you? Okay, I think that should do it.
Were you a Boy Scout?
I was. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, reverent, all that, you know.
Every Boy Scout in America is saluting you.
Well, they shouldn't. I had to give back half my badges and issue a general apology.
Oh, what is that?
Come on, that's funny.
down there.
It's hysterical. Come on, that thing will hold.
Hold what?
Look, it's gonna hold, I'm telling you, man. That thing's as solid as that rock. If you get Barsky to put his foot on it like this, believe me, that won't come loose. How's that not looking?
It's holding.
Seriously, man, how many near misses have you had down here?
About once a year, your number comes up and you...
What did it look like last time your number came up?
It was about a 15-inch slice down my back. I had a concussion. I was standing on the ledge of a pit and the rock collapsed and I fell about 20 feet.
Yeah.
The bad news was then I had to climb back up the pit.
You're like Indiana Jones, actually, except for the bugs and the concussions.
I am from Indiana.
There you go. No, this seems to be a dead end, but it's not, of course.
We are going down.
Believe it or not, Hidden River Cave was a tourist attraction at the beginning of the 20th century. Starting in the 1940s, pollution from septic tanks and other waste sites outside of town seeped into the cave's underground river system, creating a stinky, hazardous mess.
Let's do a little duck walk through an echo tube. Good fun.
In the 1990s, a new sewage treatment plant was built in the area, helping to restore the cave to its former condition.
So tell me what we're looking at here, Jerry.
This is a cave crayfish. It's the cave version of the crawdads that people have in ditches and creeks. It's a totally eyeless, white.
That explains why he walked right off my head. He can't see where he's going.
The cave crawdad has adapted to this dark, food-deficient environment. So even though they don't have eyes or pigmentation, their other sensory organs are highly developed, and they have bigger jaws and more teeth than their cousins in the swamp.
This one is a female. There's a little pore right there, and that's basically the business end of a female crayfish.
I know there are literally 8 or 9 people at home who are dying to see what the business end of a female crayfish looks like.
I probably just wrecked my career.
Don't worry about it, you just made mine. Yeah, it gets a little deeper back here, huh? Pretty safe bet that it's raining up on the surface. And obviously, as the water starts to flow, it comes up and you start to run out of room. And, you know, it's enough to make a fella maybe panic a little.
All right, Mr. Biologist, where have you brought me?
Well, we're at the T-intersection of the Echo Passage and the Blindfish Maze. Basically, you have 2 streams intersecting one another to join together, same as on the surface, but this one happens to be underground.
All right, so our next destination?
I suspect that there may be some new to science beetles back in the wetter parts of the cave, and I was going to let you go back there and see if you can catch one.
You're saying new to science, you mean previously undiscovered species?
Yeah, completely new. We're talking Pseudonophthalmus rowi here, I think.
Pseudonophthalmus rowi?
They'd probably have to name it after you.
I would hope so.
You'd be famous.
Here I was thinking I was right on the verge of it anyway.
That'd push you over the edge.
That pushed me over the edge, discovering a whole new species. I found the Barskiosis a few years ago. That one I still can't get credit for. Surely somebody ought to send me a couple of bucks for this find.
Coming up, I experience a new kind of mud
It's worm poo above human feces.
that may be home to a new kind of bug.
Seriously, all this, so what? We can pick up a microscopic thing that no one's ever seen before?
Well, that's what science is all about.
Oh, this is lovely.
That's a very distinct, different sort of environment from anything else we've been in today.
How so? It's mud.
The mud quagmire out there is filled with almost microscopic sized worms that are producing little castings like that.
Yeah.
And in turn, they're being eaten by the cave beetles. So once again, life is a web, and
A web of poo?
Yeah.
There's nothing to eat in a cave but poo.
it's a poo web.
This just turned into one of the worst things I've heard in a long time.
I was trying to cheer you up.
Yes, but you have a deceptively dry manner that you combine with an understated delivery. A lot of people would have said, hey, Mike, look, it looks like mud, but here's the deal. It's worm poo suspended in quicksand above human feces. But what you've said sounds so much nicer.
You left out the heavy metals.
We have heavy metals. Okay. All right. So, I mean, seriously, all this, so what? We can pick up a microscopic thing that no one's ever seen before and get it named after us?
That's what science is all about. We are trying to find new species that haven't been discovered before, and this may be an organism which is found only from this one little mud bank area.
come here. Look at that, a new species of poo eater.
Ooh, here's another one. What the hell are we doing, Jerry? Honestly, you're a biologist. I got another one.
Never before seen poo eater. Making history right here on the show. Get in there, fella.
Well, I think that probably gives us about enough. Why don't we cap off the vial and head out of here?
All right, now, these go off to a lab of some kind?
Let's go to Dr. Tom Barr down in Nashville, Tennessee.
And Tom will determine whether or not we found something completely new.
Absolutely.
Just goes to show, it's amazing what you'll find if you dig around in poo long enough with a couple of biologists. The filthiest couple I've met in a long time. Can we be done now for a while?
Let's be
I think we're done.
All right. We're just going to extract ourselves from the myriad of poo and be on our way.
So I'm making my way out of this big dirty hole they call Hidden River Cave, thinking I'm done for the day.
It's got a ton of air coming out. There's a high one there.
Then,
Oh my God.
What is this?
Well, some kind of infeeder. I'd hate to set a station right here if we didn't have to. I think you should go down there and see if it goes.
It goes where?
Anywhere other than here.
Hello? Hello?
Well, it's got a good echo, but we can't qualify it just on that.
So, I run a straight line with the tape, or I just get... How far do I go?
You can pull the tape now if you want to, but yes, the straight line as far as you can go.
All right.
Feel tight back here.
Oh, crap.
Hey, seriously, if I get stuck, is there a plan?
You won't get stuck.
That's what I'm looking at. Doesn't look great. I have one really unpleasant thought to share with you right now. Earthquake.
I'd be more worried about a flash flood here.
There's a lot of mud on the lens, Dave. But more importantly, for some reason, I think I'm stuck.
Are you really stuck?
I can't move. I'm stuck in a cave.
Stand by for a tug.
I'm standing by.
Wow, you are kind of stuck.
Yes, I'm stuck.
Can you move to your left at all? Passageway's a little bigger right there.
Oh, crap.
I don't know if your shirt's attached to something. You unstuck yet? That's it. Take your time. You're free now.
Really?
Free at last.
Looks like it opens up here, but...
You can see me still, right?
Yep, looks good so far.
All right, now I need to find a place to anchor this that's in plain view.
Yes.
Stand by.
An old saying, go as far as you can.
A whole lot of old sayings come to mind right now. It's really wet in here, but there's room.
Hey, Jerry, 14.6.
14.6, got it.
I don't know how much more you need to know. This is what it looks like to map new territory, a few hundred feet underground, in a complex cave system. If all goes as planned, I'm gonna crawl back, and my crew and I are gonna get out of here, but I'll leave you with one last beautiful look of a hidden lagoon. Never before seen. By me, certainly, and with any luck, never again.
I was gonna go with Dirty Djob, but either way.
Well, that was fun. My guys are dirty. Their guys are dirty. Everybody got a workout. Inside the cave, it's pitch dark. Outside tonight, it's pitch dark. But the good news is, somewhere in there, some previously unidentified species. All in all, pretty big day in a cave.